Wow, this is wild. This is a view that I never thought I'd ever see going up my farm track, or that I hoped I'd never see. And well, there it is. Fire. All right, the fire truck has gone further down the road. The flames are pretty big down there. They are heading towards the lights, the village. This is like my worst nightmare for the farm. I don't really have words to describe this. I didn't expect to start this video like this, but yeah, we're on fire over here. It started at about 10:06, and we can see it in the background here on the rear link security cam footage. The fire's just getting going just in the back there. And 1 hour later we can see it's grown much bigger and it's starting to spread. And now it's covering most of the side of the mountain here. Hey guys, it's Ken and Gina from OK Portugal. In the background we have a big fire just behind our farm over here, and we don't really know what's going on right now. I'm going to hop on a bicycle. I'm going to go down there and just see what's going on. I'm going to bring some cameras and then I'll give you a shout.
All right.
I forgot my phone, Gina. Ah, perfect, thank you. Cheers. All right, I will be back.
Be safe.
Gina, you're probably going to sleep really well while I'm gone, aren't you?
I'm going to try.
And you got work tomorrow, and it's what, like midnight? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll give you updates.
I mean, that fire started at 10, it's saying on the app.
At 10, and it's been going for 2 hours, okay. I better get down there, because this is a raging fire, and I've got to see what's going on, okay.
All right.
Okay, ciao.
Be safe.
Oh my goodness, look at this. We've been here for 5 years, and I've always known that fire is going to be a danger. But we've never had fire this big, this close. So, yeah, it's kind of freaky. I'm not actually worried that our farm is going to burn, but I still don't quite know what's going on. So I want to go down there and have a look. So according to the Fogos.pt app, there's 111 firefighters, 29 fire trucks, and well, no aerial resources. Obviously it's nighttime, so the guys can't water bomb it, but yeah, 111 firefighters. Oh geez, look at that, man. I haven't slept much this weekend. This is like, if you saw our last vlog when I was in like El Padrino, and I've had like maybe 8.5 hours sleep the whole bloody weekend, and tonight was the night that I was going to sleep properly. My dad's arriving tomorrow, and now suddenly it looks like I'm going to be out here doing this, so yeah, it feels a little bit surreal right now. I'm starting to smell smoke. We are getting close. Oh geez, it's right over there. Man, this is crazy. This is proper crazy. At first when I set off, I was expecting it to be a lot closer, and I just wanted to kind of like look for myself and make sure it wasn't coming towards our farm. Well, this is one of the GNR police cars, so I'm going to follow it. I think it's going to know where the fire is. And actually on the road here, I don't know if you can see on the camera, there's like a wet mark. That's probably the fire engine. Right, so we got some fire trucks over here, some people in the road. It's actually still quite far away. I don't know if you can see, it's just over here. But those flames look huge. I mean, those flames are going maybe 50 meters in the air. I'm looking at some trees, some really tall trees, and they're doubling the height of the trees. So yeah, it's some big stuff. But help is on the way. I'm no stranger around fires. I've actually seen a couple of really bad ones when I was a kid. We were stuck in a huge one in the Cederberg Mountains in South Africa. We actually drove through walls of fire like you see in the background there, and we drove a car through it. Bizarrely and crazily, we actually survived. I did not expect my night to end up like this. I really hope this is not coming towards our farm. This is a massive, massive fire. There's fire trucks around, there's police around. I'm not sure what's happening at this stage. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't think anyone knows. We are basically standing in front of a huge pile of very dry stuff that would burn if you just flicked a little cigarette into it, and now we've got a huge fire. So yeah, this is pretty crazy. Now normally I wouldn't recommend this. There's a wind that's blowing predominantly to the left, actually to the east, and because of that, I'm quite confident that I can go here. The last thing you want is for the wind to change direction and then suddenly for you to have a whole bunch of carbon monoxide hitting you. So, yeah. Shame. These guys are obviously looking after their house here. Boa noite. And they're standing on the roof up here and looking at what's going on. There's a guy down the road here that's seeing what's happening. Wow, this is crazy, man. The smell in the air right now is, yeah, the amount of pine, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Jeez, look at this. Right now there's like an amazement and like a kind of like surreal feeling where it doesn't feel real. So, yeah. We are right in the thick of it right now. The fire's just over there. There's a fire down there. So the fire that I thought was over here, it's now down here, and these guys are trying to fight to the right to try and tackle the flames. This is bigger than I thought. It's actually going on the right here, and where this fire truck is, it's actually all the way over here on this field. Check this out. And there's fire right up to this point here. It's obviously like just glowing, it's embers. We've got the hose here, the guys are fighting the fire just in this direction. But yeah, there is fire all around us here. Apart from where the bike is and where my escape route is. Oh, this is crazy to look at, eh? Look at this. Sure. This is like my worst nightmare for the farm. But fortunately we don't have all of this kind of stuff. All of these dry, tindery grasses and bushes and things like that. But I mean, look at this. This is just crazy. I really hope this camera's picking it up. It's just, yeah. I don't really have words to describe this apart from the guys in the fire truck are pretty calm. The fire's not raging. We don't have like, 20-foot high flames. They're just kind of burning. There's stuff to burn and they're just kind of burning, and these guys are just kind of letting it do its thing. It's probably come through here, it's burning all of the dry stuff, and it's going to stay at that level. So I think we're good for now at this stage. And then there's other parts up here, up on the mountain, that are just, yeah, those look huge. All right, the fire truck has gone further down the road. The flames are pretty big down there. They are heading towards the lights, the village. So I'm going to go a little bit further with my bike and see what I can find. I'm so glad that our house isn't in that direction. That is wild. Oh my goodness, look at that. It just bloomed up big time. So part of living in central Portugal is obviously like the threat of fires. In fact, I say central Portugal, but to be honest, in the last 5 years, most of the fires have happened up in the north. There's been big ones in Lisbon. There's fires all over the place. So it's not like you can actually just blame it on like a certain area. It is just what happens. We are entering a zone here with lots of smoke and fire. Boa noite. Oh, sure. I'm smelling the fire big time now. I can smell the coals, the fire, everything. I think these are people that own property around here, that the property's burning probably. And yeah, boa noite. I'm looking at this screen now as I'm talking to you, and I'm looking in the background, this area here. This looks surreal. I feel like I'm at the end of the world or something. I mean, this is just bonkers. I feel like we're pretty safe, like the wind's blowing in the wrong direction. Obviously there is danger, but this entire area has burnt. So the chances of it reigniting again with force enough to create stuff that's going to kill us or cause problems is quite slim. The things that are burning, and the things that aren't going to burn aren't burning. And wow, look at this. This is an olive tree. Look at the fire coming off this. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Look, it's actually split the trunk in half. Wow, man. This is bonkers. Okay, so I know there's going to be people at home and they're watching this going, Ken, what are you doing? You are crazy. You shouldn't be down here right now. Yeah, I feel like I can't stop filming while I have a camera in my hand, and obviously I'm going to stay behind the firefighters. There's actually one coming up to me right now, so let's hear what he has to say. All right, he walked right past me and said, good evening. So I think we're good to go. Fortunately for me, our farm is obviously very safe. We're quite far away, about 1 kilometer away, 1,000 meters. But for other people, like, these are their properties. And look, I mean, we've got flames all around us. Like the majority are behind this fire truck here, and these guys are trying to suppress that and keep it back. We've even got flames like right here, like right where I've parked my bike. Yeah, this is wild. And this is what the fire was looking like from our farm. Huge. The sponsor for this week's video is Reolink. Their security cameras have been keeping a watchful eye over our farm for the last couple of years and have captured some really incredible sights. They gave us their brand new Reolink Altus PT Ultra camera, and it's fantastic. PT stands for pan and tilt, so unlike regular fixed security cameras, this one can move around and track objects. The camera uses AI to differentiate between people, vehicles and animals, which is really useful as you can search through recorded footage and filter for exactly what you're looking for. It can also send you alerts when motion is detected, and that alert will tell you if a person, vehicle or animal has triggered the recording. What makes this particular camera so special is that it has a huge 20,000 mAh battery, giving it a battery life of up to 16 months or the ability to record continuously for up to 8 days in 4K Ultra HD quality. It's the first battery-operated security camera capable of continuous recording like this, and the first to offer a video pre-record function. This means that the camera is pre-recording everything to a memory buffer, and when motion is detected by the PIR motion sensor, that pre-recording will be written into the video file, ensuring that the whole event is recorded and avoiding the issue of PIR-triggered delays. This camera also features Reolink's Color X night vision, which lets you see at nighttime in color without the use of infrared or spotlights. Its incredible low-light capabilities are due to its ultra-large f1.0 aperture lens and 1 in 1.8 inch sensor. Big thanks to Reolink for sponsoring this video and for sending us yet another incredible camera to add to our collection. If you want to check out more details about the Altus PT Ultra, then head over to my link in the description where there is a launch discount of up to 20% off. Well, that's the fire truck leaving. It's probably my time to get out of here because in that direction over there is a big fire. So I'm guessing that's my cue to leave the area. All right, let's get back to the bike and let's get out of this area. I can hear a guy here. There's a guy walking around. He was saying, oh yeah, there's a dude walking around in this. So this guy over here, he's just walking past the bike. This is his land. And he's walking around with a eucalyptus branch. He's trying to put out the fires. He's throwing the sand all over, and I feel like I need to put down the camera here and give him a hand. Yeah, look at this. Hey, we can see that actually everything's already burnt out. So whatever was here to burn is currently burning, and it's not like actively sort of catching fire. There's a couple of big trees here, and those are gonna sort of go up. And yeah. Wow, this is crazy, man. Phew. Phew. No. I'm sorry. No, I feel so bad. This lady was crying now, and I didn't know what to do to help her. This is obviously their land here, and it's burning. Wow, man. You know, this is like something that's always in the back of my mind every single year whenever the summer comes and we get 40 degrees and all of that. But like, it hasn't happened in 5 years. That's half a decade. And you're just like, yeah, it's not going to happen. And yet the reality is this can happen at any point in time. And after looking at that lady's reaction as she walked past, as she was crying and sobbing there, and it's a real eye-opener. So in the area around me, I can hear all the neighbours. There's guys just over the wall here that are trying to protect their property. And then there's this one over here that's obviously on fire. Guys have come down the road here now and they're trying to like put out the fire on the bushes. But as you can see, I mean, this is just, there's nothing you can do. Like, the fire truck was here with a couple of hose pipes. Well, that's not going to do anything, you know. They've just basically got to work, well, they've got to wait for this to burn out. I mean, look over here, we've got this, well, look at this over here. Look, the eucalyptus tree is catching on fire. And these poor guys are just standing here and they're just figuring it out. Everyone's just like freaking out here. I really hope that this is just a piece of land that they grow crops on and they have some trees, and this is not their house. I mean, I have no idea. I don't really know where I am right now when I'm looking at it, and but the way that everyone's so worried and that they're here, it seems like there's something a bit more special about this than just a piece of ground with some trees. Sure. The absolute power of this. And you know what's astounding is it's been so hot here and we've had so many heat waves and everything. The fire coming off, this is insane. And yet we've got this, like this pine tree that's ready to burn, and look, it's right by the flames and it's not even going up. I'm not sure if you can see this now. There's like a grasshopper or a cricket, and he's flapping his wings to try and cool himself down. And there's flames in the background here. I'm not sure if this guy's going to make it. All right, I think it's time to move now. The fire's waking up a little bit. So I'm going to go across here. That tree's going up now. Ah, this poor tree. Big old pine tree, and he's burning. Yeah, in fact, actually, this is my cue to get out of here, because once that tree burns and falls onto the road, my escape route is blocked. So it's time to go, I think. And in front, we look okay. There is a lot of smoke though. I just have to be worried about carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. But I think I'm all right. I can't really smell anything too bad just yet. The smoke's not too bad. Worst case scenario, I can still go in the other direction. All right, as a little disclaimer, people at home, don't do what I just did. Obviously, I'm not a fireman. I'm not an expert with fire, but I do have a little bit of experience with fire. Yeah, basically, I've done what I think is safe to a certain degree, so I can get some footage and show you what's been going on. But obviously, don't try and recreate this. There's a chance that this could have gone horribly wrong. That was a risk that I was willing to take, and yeah, and now I'm going to safety. Wow, do you know it's wild, huh? I've just been down this road over here thinking that's the fire, but actually the fire's over here and the fire is over there as well. I mean, the fire is big. I think this is a big one. This is nightmare stuff, really. I thought I was going to feel better driving to the fire and actually seeing what was going on, but now that I'm back at the farm and I can see my farmhouse just over here and all of this, I don't know if I can go to sleep. Wow, this is wild. This is a view that I never thought I'd ever see going up my farm track, or that I hoped I'd never see. And well, there it is. Fire. That is a huge fire. It's 6:30 in the morning and the fire is still raging up on the mountain there. Now that the sun's up, it's difficult to see the amber coals. The infrared of the security camera let you see all of those heat signatures, but now in the daytime it's quite difficult to tell where the fire is actually burning. So it's the next morning, and yeah, the fire has raged out throughout the night. I don't know, I went to bed at about 5 or whatever, and Gina She was up at 6. She said the fire was absolutely raging on the mountains there. And so, like up on the mountain just over here is Castell de Serra, and just to the left, this is where the fire's been raging. So it's been raging all the way along there and all the way behind the house, you know, in that direction. And the fire seems to be making its way up the mountain, up to the sort of top of the mountain. So it's kind of burning upwards. We actually do have a wind, and the wind's blowing sort of towards the fire and to the left. So yeah, it's quite fortunate for us, obviously, because it's keeping it away from coming in our direction, but it's very unfortunate for whoever owns all of that land over there. Yeah, as you can see, everything is very dry and dusty on our farm at this time of year. We haven't been watering anything because it's kind of a waste of water just to keep a lawn going in the summer. But all of our fields and everything kind of look like this, so we don't really have any flammable material around. So we should be pretty safe if fire actually does come near to us. The only real things that are possible to burn is in the vineyard over here, but as you can see, we have lots of big open fields with pretty much nothing growing in them around us. So Portugal has these big water bombing plants. They're called Canadair, yeah, you can actually see them on the mountain now. They're dropping water on the flames. As you can see, the fire is still going. Most of that part of the mountain is now burnt and black. Are you completely oblivious to what's going on? Here is one of the smaller planes. These are called Fire Boss. So the fire planes, they always go in groups of 2. They're filling up with water from the big lake down the road there. And yeah, we can see we've got one plane just over there, and there's another one just on the side there. I think they're going to swing around and drop this way. So that's our first experience with fire here on the farm.
Well, very close experience.
Well, very close, yeah, exactly. And well, I mean, as you can see in the background, it's raining now. It's been about a week since the fire. I've been in Lisbon with my dad, and obviously the fire's burnt out. The mountain is quite sort of black in the areas where it's obviously burnt through. A lot of other people's farms and things were affected, but you know, we've been quite lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah.
So our thoughts go out to those that were more affected than we were.
Yeah, no, definitely. And well, that's where we end it. But I do have a very cool vlog coming up. It's of me and my dad in Lisbon. We get up to a whole bunch of fun. I've got all the footage that I'm busy editing at the moment, so make sure you tune in for the next episode. Hey, we've got to get a cheers. Cheers.
I drink, therefore I am.
Jeez, this is something else, huh? Wow, we are high up. Yeah, well, this is pretty cool, eh, Dad? You know, I've never been on this trail. This is the first time.
No, the accelerator is here.
Okay, yeah.
The controller.
Okay. Jeez, I'm so impressed with this little houseboat. So, Fernando has a very small house here in Aroeira. I said that right?
Yes, perfectly.
I mean, look at this tiny place. Huh? This is actually one of the most spectacular houses that I've seen. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And we'll see you then.
Bye.
Ciao.